Hello everybody, Drew here, tip of the Mitt Flips, where I'm a full-time eBay reseller, and every 100 subscribers there's a giveaway. So if you're watching, make sure to subscribe so you have a chance to win. I've got 8 orders going out today, so let's go ahead and pull those, because it's also Monday, which is my golf day, so I have a limited amount of time. First thing going out on C3 is Treasure Garden CP902, and there are 2 of them in this order. I might have had them on sale, but I think it was an offer. I accepted an offer, I think is how that went. $37 for the 2 of them plus shipping, and I will make about $10 on the shipping because those will fit into a box together, of course. And with the umbrellas and all these Treasure Garden things that I have right here, I have already made all my money back plus some profits. So at this point, I can let them go a little cheaper, and I still have a bunch of them to go through. Next up, Car 10 Vintage Russ Troll Doll Bride with the yellow hair in Car 10. And I think this is the second of the trolls to sell. It might even be the first one. I don't remember exactly. $10 free shipping on that one. And I think I took an offer, but I'm not positive. Next up, Car 13 Hot Wheels Vintage Jeep. Oh, it's right on top. That's great. Right here. And you heard me mention before about Real Riders, and this one has Real Riders. And you see it says Goodyear. They don't all say Goodyear, but they are rubber. So if you squish them, you can feel that they are rubber. They feel like real tire. They're not the plastic that is on the rest of them. And there will be from very old ones to newer ones that have Real Riders. It doesn't have to be from a specific era. They'll have ones that came out in a run that will be Real Riders, and some that came out in that run that are not Real Riders, because I actually just put another one of this truck or something close to this up for sale. And there was 2 versions. The one I had that did not have Real Riders, which was about $9.99 free shipping. And with the Real Riders, it was like $19.99 free shipping. Exact same vehicle, different tires. And for that one, $18 free shipping. I think I sent out an offer. And now this one, it's the big one of the day. And I'm sad to see him go because... Oop, got a message. Sad to see him go because... my youngest, Thea, she loves him. When she comes to visit Dad in the garage, she basically points out to 2 or 3 of her favorite things. And one of her favorite things is a vintage toes up football nodder. And she likes to come in and go, boop, and then watch him bounce around for a little bit. So let's go ahead and grab this little guy out here. He's kind of dusty. And I'm being very careful because it's old and it is fragile. And this is a nodder, not a bobblehead. Bobblehead is a brand, just like Kleenex and facial tissue. I call them Kleenex. That's how I was raised. They're called Kleenex. If I see a bobblehead, I call it a bobblehead. But technically, that is not a bobblehead, because bobblehead is a brand that is a nodder. And all the keywords for this one specifically, because it took me a day plus to get everything right, and I could never find this exact one. But it is a vintage toes up. You'll see the toes are pointed up. Baggy shirt. And you'll see the shirt is loose and baggy around the stomach. Right here. Let me get a little closer. Right there. So it's loose and baggy. And then what was the other one? That was it. And it's from the 60s, made in Japan. And that was all I could narrow it down to. And what happens is that there was specific ones made for collegiate teams, pro teams, all that kind of stuff. But then there was also just kind of generic ones. And I think that's what that was. In all my research, I kept getting people that would tell me the answer. Like, oh yeah, that's this one. But then I'd also have people tell me the answer, and they tell me it was a different one, and they both would say it with the extreme amount of confidence. So I said, I think you're both wrong, and that this is probably just a generic one. So I priced it high. I had gotten an offer before, and I countered it. And I regretted it because it had been listed for a while. And I paid 25 cents. One of my best finds ever. 25 cents into 175. That's what we're in this for. That's what keeps people going. This is the stuff that people that niche down, I think, miss out on. The joy of the random thing that I pay a quarter for and flip into 175. I think the offer before was, it might have been 175, but I think it was 150, and I countered with 200-ish, and they just ghosted out at that point. So could be the same person. Who knows? But they actually messaged me, and I'm guessing they're a collector, because they said, hey, I'm probably going to have to repair the head, and it might not even be repairable, and blah, blah, blah. And none of that was necessary, because I was like, okay, I'm taking it this time and running. So 175, I'm very pleased. Also because no shoes sold over the weekend. So without that sale, it would have been a miserable sales weekend, because I have stopped doing promoted listings. I have stopped doing the cancel and sell similar. That one's more just because of my time. I probably will still do it at the end of the month if I have listings remaining, which I should. And then I did run a sale starting today, just because if it wasn't for that one, it would have been a miserable sales weekend. And I just don't want to give eBay money if I don't have to. And actually taking my listings off promoted listing was difficult. I tried to do it all in bulk. It wouldn't do it. I tried to do it in groups of 200, and it would work sometimes and then not work sometimes. So they probably are not making it as easy as they should, because they don't want you to take it off promoted listing. But I did. And I'm not saying you should. I'm saying that's what I did. Next up, A4 Corningware Heat and Serve 1, 2, 3, 4. These flat Grab It dishes. When they have this handle right here, it's from the Grab It line. And for those, I got $12.99 plus shipping. I think I took an offer, and I probably paid $2 a piece for them, something like that. Next up, B5 is original handle leg stand. This one here, because it doesn't have the extra metal piece on it, but it's for a Farberware replacement. And I wasn't very optimistic about listing the legs as far as a just individual part. But for those right there, $9.99 free shipping. Therefore, it was worth it. And I think I even went as far as to label them. Maybe not, but it's this one. They're the same, right or left. That doesn't matter, so I can't mix that up. And then just listed this. C4 is an international practice rugby ball. And I'm glad I looked it up, because I was about to list it as a football, and then I was like, oh, that is definitely a rugby ball. Jen was confused because she said, well, how would you know the difference? Footballs have laces. Rugby balls, at least modern rugby balls, like a soccer ball, do not. They just have seams. And then she was still, I could tell in her face, she was a little confused. And I said, okay, well, when they first made soccer balls and rugby balls and footballs, they had laces, because that was the only way they could stuff them with whatever they filled them with. It wasn't air. And then lace up the leather. Now you can just have inner stitching and, modern stitching of some kind, or glue, or whatever they would use now. So that's not necessary. But as the game of football developed, the laces became necessary to throw the football well. So even though they could make footballs without laces, if they did, people wouldn't be able to throw it. I mean, you could, they just wouldn't be able to throw it very well. So for that, $21.99 free shipping. And what that's from, and you'll see this kind of a mess I have here, the new stuff that's in backstock. I didn't go through it. I'm kind of pinched on time. If you remember, my friend Mikhail had sent me that mystery box. I think I'd mentioned this video before, but I'm not sure. He recently, I think, bought out an eBay store, an eBay backstock, I think multiple storage units full. And he said, hey, there's more stuff than I can possibly go through. And I don't want to just donate it. If you pay the shipping, how about I send you some boxes? And I said, that sounds great. And it's definitely decent stuff. And the stuff he's listing must be real good if this is the stuff he doesn't want to list. So, Mikhail, if you're watching, I do appreciate it. And it looks like some of it's starting to turn back out the door. And I think that's the first one from the new stuff. Next up is, it's a game. Rime. R-I-M-E. No, that's not it. This one, R-I-M-E for Xbox One. It's got a cool look to it. It's probably something I would have tried out if I had time to play games. And for that, I got $12.99 free shipping. I think I had it priced $14.99. And I just had another sale come in and paid for. Therefore, it's a sale and I will grab it. And it is on A4 Pyrex DC 1.5. A1234 DC. I think it's this one actually. DC 1.5 right here. It's a big mamma jamma. And this is in the sale that I just started this morning. $7.19 plus shipping. It's only 10% off sale. Because I'm not doing promoted listings, I think I do need to do something to get the algorithm on my side. So I'm going to have to stop saying it about easy shipping, easy packing days, because that's just kind of how it's going at this point. And this weekend, yesterday, yesterday was my birthday. And so for my birthday, I actually got to do what I always want to do for my birthday, which is nothing. But when you're an adult or a parent, you don't get to do nothing because people go, no, it's your birthday. We got to have a party. We got to have some people over. We got to take you to dinner. I don't want to do any of that. I want to do nothing. I at least want the chance to do nothing. If I decide to do something, that's different. But I like the option to do absolutely nothing, which was what I, for the most part, did. And then I eventually got bored. But I welcomed the opportunity to get bored. I don't get to be bored. I get to be busy. And then sometimes I get to be overwhelmingly busy. But yesterday, when I was bored, I still just wanted to, I like to decompress. I used to disappear. And I mean disappear. I would hop in my car and I would drive to someone's house. A friend of mine that lived, multiple hours away. I wouldn't tell anybody, and I would just kind of camp out on their couch for a day and disappear and decompress, turn off my phone, not talk to anyone. And I used to do that a couple times a year, and I loved it. Go visit somebody and just do nothing at their house. Just enjoy their company and decompress. I don't get to do that anymore. So it was nice. And once I got bored, I said, all right, well, I'm not doing anything. I want to go check out my eBay store and do little things here or there, just tinkering around the computer. No big deal. But then what I ended up landing on, and let me get the details so I can direct you to it if you decide to do it. So if you're in your eBay Seller Hub overview area, that's where I go on mine. That's how, turn the volume down on the baby monitor. I think Jen is vacuuming. You go to the sales section, and I say if it looks like mine because if you can I know eBay will always have multiple versions of the platform going at the same time. You can opt out or opt in. So I don't know what yours looks like exactly. I also don't like to show people my exact sales numbers because I think that gives people a skewed perspective of how eBay works, because your business is not my business. Your goals are not my goals. So you go to your Seller Hub, you go to your sales section, and it'll give you a breakdown of a lot of different things, and you can tinker in that area, and you can compare to last year, you can do this quarter versus last quarter, things like that. And that brings us to the tip of the day. And the tip of the day is do the math. Check your numbers. Do the math. It's your business. I always say it. Take the wheel, be the captain of your ship, do the math. And what I wanted to figure out was, is it worth it for me to get top rated seller plus? Because I am a top rated seller, which means I get a discount on final value fees, and I get, I think, an increased discount on shipping costs. I'm not positive on that. But what you get with top rated seller plus is an additional 10% savings on your final value fees. For me, the last 365 days, that would have saved me $470. Okay? And to the year to date, so from January 1st till yesterday when I did this, it would have saved me $205. How you get top rated seller plus is you have to do 1 day shipping, and then not 1 day as in overnight shipping, as in 1 day handling time. And then you also have to offer free 30-day returns, which that's the part that scares most people off, That wasn't the part that turned me off, because I then looked at my return numbers and I saw that I have a 1.08% return rate, which is very low. If I sold 100 items in a year, you know, that's less than 2 items. That's not that bad. So I dug in a little deeper than that. And I said, okay, well, what gets returned? And 46% of my returns are from electronics. And most of the electronics I sell are your larger stereo unit type of stuff. And that, for whatever reason, I guess there's the most chance of everything I sell for that to have an issue. Because if something happens in shipping, I've had a TV that I packed perfectly well, a small TV like this one, and it got there and he said, no, there's no damage to the box. Nothing happened. It just won't turn on. And it could have just got jostled and something inside got loose and it's over. That's how that goes. And nobody's going to pay the money to fix a TV like that. You can't even find a place to fix a TV like that. So what I realized is that for me to switch over, no problem, no worries, because even if my return rate doubled, it would still save me money in the long run. I would still make more money by doing Top Rated Seller Plus and offering free returns, free 30-day returns. Also, I'm selling and sourcing less large high-end electronics because for me, the juice isn't worth the squeeze as far as the packing time, the testing time, the space it takes up, all those things, because the way I want to run my business is I don't want to have 5,000 items in my store. I want to have I want to cap out at like 1,000 items, because right now I'm running at like, I think 800. If I got to 1,000 items and my average sold price was around $35, it'd be perfect for me, which right now, I also checked that one year to date. Lots of cool stuff you can see about how your business is working in the Seller Hub. Year to date, my average sale price per item is $34 and some change. So good stuff. I like it. What convinced me to not do it is the 1-day handling time. I like shipping 3 days a week. I don't have to ship more than that because I don't put out that kind of volume where it's necessary. If I have to make 2 trips into the post office, that's an extreme amount of sales for my store, because you can't completely discount the fact that that's extra fuel, that's extra time, extra wear on your vehicle. All those things add up. And if you add up all those things and then you get a return on something that cost $50, $60 to ship, now all of a sudden those numbers get skewed in the opposite direction pretty heavily. So for me, I said, okay, well, when will I make that transition? So I'll make that transition if the savings ever reaches $1,000 a year, which could happen this year, but will happen next year. Or if I ever get to a point where I think I need to ship every day, which would mean I would have to be selling at least 10 items a day, 7 days a week, which I currently don't do, but I could see where that would happen. If that happened where I switched over to shipping every day, then also that's when I would make the switch to free 30-day shipping and be Top Rated Seller Plus, because the savings would be worth it. And also the only reason I believe this would work and believe that this would be the right move is that I've heard many resellers say that when they switched over to the free 30-day returns, that there wasn't an extreme uptick in returns. Most people want the item they ordered. That's just how that goes. And again, if I eliminate the thing in my store that I get the most returns on, then I would have less returns to worry about. So other things I discovered, or other thing I discovered while I was in this area, I said, well, this is some good information. Let me see how much I can suck out of this while I'm doing it. I'm bored. It's my birthday. I'll do what I want. And so I thought it was interesting. Year to date, this part, not that interesting, 16% of my total sales have been from, surprise, surprise, shoes and clothing. And I don't sell hardly any clothing. It's because I'm selling a lot of high-end shoes. So that makes sense. The part that I didn't expect is that my next largest category was books. 10% of my sales year to date are books. And that was a surprise to me because in my head, I just picture the books as a side story, as a side quest in a video game. I picture them as, a little bit of chintzy money here or there added on. But then I was thinking back and I was thinking, oh, I've actually sold multiple $50, $70 books. I've sold many $25 books. And the shipping on those is much cheaper than another item that might be 25 or 50 bucks. Like even this item right here. That will go probably first class. I think they actually paid up. I think I had it free shipping and they paid up for priority. And I might even insure it on top of that. Maybe. Depends. Just because of the fragility of the item. But that surprised me. And what that told me, and this is the point I'm trying to get to, is that just by looking at the numbers, my store told me something that I needed to know. And that's that I need to get back to listing the books. I had filled the bookshelf and then I kind of just let it go to the wayside because I had more stuff in here, and Jen doing the photography now. The books I have to look up before I photograph because some of them are worth nothing. Some of them are worth not enough to list. So she can't photograph 20 books and then I list 2 of them. That's a waste of time from both of us. But I need to get back to keeping this full. And so what I decided is what I'm going to do is I'll go out to storage. I'll get 1 or 2 boxes. I'll probably get 2 boxes and I will start sorting them as soon as they're in here. I'll look them up. And anything, I'm going to say 15 bucks free shipping plus, maybe 20 bucks free shipping plus, I'm going to put in a pile for Jen to then list. Just like I would do every other item, I'm just going to integrate that into our new system that we're developing. Because I could, if I find 5 or 10, I put them over in the new backstock area for her to photograph, and then they make it over there. And actually, better than that, because the books have a specific location, like the albums, as soon as she photographs them and sends me the photos, she can just file them alphabetized. So they don't have to go into a backstock area, and I can get to them whenever I want, and they won't be in the way. Because, again, like the album, she did, 5 or 6 albums, just seeing, I showed her how to clean them and picture them, and she did 5 or 6, and then she just files them away, and then they don't have to go into the to be listed area, the to be put away area, because they go in a specific area alphabetically and we're good to go. And then if it takes me a month, it would be silly on my part, but they're already put away. They're not on the floor. They're not on the desk. They're not in a death pile. Didn't expect that, but I'm glad I looked. So maybe look, again, you just go to your seller hub, go to your sales area, and then just see what numbers pop out to you. And then maybe look through them. Maybe try to generate a couple reports. Compare them quarter to quarter, year to year. However long you've had your store, it could, if you've only been doing it since the first of the year, of course, you'd maybe compare week to week. The newer your store is and the less you sell, the less important that would be. But if you're doing any volume, if you're above that $5,000 a year, if you're above the $1,000 a year, if you're above 100 listings a year, 50 listings a year, at least look. It might show you nothing, but it also might do like it did for me and open my eyes to something I was completely oblivious to. Well, that's gonna be all for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. Subscribe, share, and be good to each other.